Good evening, colleagues, and welcome to the meeting of the Council. Please be seated. You're probably wondering why I'm here and not Norman Dick here today. Unfortunately, he has influenza and is unable to attend today. Okay. I'm required to inform you that the meeting is being recorded in line with legislation. Any member of the public or press who would like to record proceedings themselves, please ensure this is done in the public gallery without interfering with the business of today's meeting. Any member who wishes to speak on any agenda item should use microphones provided. There are no fire drills planned, so if the alarm does go off, can those sitting in the gallery please exit through the doors behind them, or if you are sitting in the council chamber, exit from the doors behind me. Colleagues, members of the public, you may be aware that we are in pre-election period, the time immediately before an election when specific restrictions on communications and activity are in place. During this time, the Council must consider carefully any publicity that it sends out. In general, this means the Council should not produce and make publicly available information on issues that are or could be considered politically controversial. Therefore, whilst holding this formal Council meeting is acceptable, this meeting will be notably shorter than usual. The first item of business is declarations of interest. No declarations have been received. Does anyone wish to verbally make a declaration, Ms. Councillor?
I have an independent interest as a candidate in the general election, please.
Okay, thank you very much. The next item of business is the minutes of the meeting of the Council of the 24th of October 2019. Are they accepted as a true record?
Agreed.
Sign the minutes, please. The next business is Mayor's communications. There are no communications or announcements on this occasion. The next business is to consider a report of the Corporate Director, Regeneration and Environment on Winter Services 2019-20. Members will note that the appendices to the report were not included as these were too large to include in the report. Members will be asked to know the report. Should any member wish to see the appendices, then please contact Dave Carr, the Highways and Infrastructure Manager. I will ask Councillor Atkinson to formally move the report. Councillor Atkinson.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and please pass my good wishes on to Norman. Thank you. This will be a short report. It is an annual report to the Council's winter service arrangements and is fully set out there in the report in front of you. There are no major operational changes for this new winter season. Applied learning has been from previous year's experience, and we adopted, as we know, in October of last year, the Highway Codes of Practice Well-Managed Highways Infrastructure requirements. But just to summarise, the core winter service comprises key elements, and these are weather forecasts, trained winter managers and drivers, weather stations to collect real-time information, pre-agreed road and footpath salting routes, a written plan that pulls the elements together, a permanent night shift for responsive service. Again, maybe of interest, the authority will start winter season with 7,000 tonnes of salt. We have 4 gritting wagons, which is 1 per main route. We also have a 5th vehicle in case of emergencies, and which provides essential resilience. In addition, there is a small towed trailer for tighter state roads during prolonged snow events. Footpath salt spreaders also contribute to the overall effectiveness of the service. And other than everything else that you can see in the report, which is all detailed under the subheadings, that's pretty much all I have to say, Mr Mayor. We do, just to note, we do liaise with other regional authorities throughout the winter period.
Thank you. I'll note the report. Is that seconded?
Seconded.
Does any member wish to speak to the report, or are there any questions to the report? Councillor Francis?
Thank you. In advance of obviously the worst of the winter weather, I'd just like to make a request that a formal note of appreciation goes to all the staff involved in the preparation of this report and obviously the delivering of the services as well. Really important to keep the borough moving and minimise disruption and obviously keep all of our residents safe as well. I just wondered if it was possible to speak a little bit about what steps are being taken to sort of minimise the disruption on household waste collection services when the weather's particularly bad, because I know that's something that residents have raised as an issue in the past.
I don't know about, I think the focus, Councillor Francis, is on particular things such as clearly keeping the roadways and the footways clear. Roadways in particular, because we know that that is the main possibility, I guess, of sustaining injuries to people, you know, if there's a road traffic accident. And I just know, recalling the Beast from the East in 2018, from my own ward, you know, people were seeing the gritting vehicles coming through, and yet some hour or so later, the same road was iced again. So we know that we work very, very hard in terms of those really severe conditions. We also prioritise the routes where for funeral services. So because clearly we want to ensure and we liaise with the funeral directors in order that we can understand where we may have, you know, we may have to help them as well. I couldn't provide a definitive answer to the question about household waste service. I think each day will be, because we are so well informed with regards to everything that we have in position, so the weather forecast, the bureau service we have, I think a lot of mitigating things are put in place, but it would always be on a priority basis. What I do also know, and I think members who were members at the time, again in the 2018 East from the East scenario, was that across the borough, people who pulled together to make the service, to really, I guess, lever everything that we put out of the borough. So we had community groups who were willing to come forward, and we had officers helping them to do so. Again, in my ward, anecdotally, there was a shop who was actually taking to deliver foodstuffs to elderly people on the doorstep. And I think that the responsibilities were shared among the community, but clearly the council does take its commitment, you know, as far as it can. I think the fact that staff have turned out in the past above and beyond their normal duties, they've done things which, you know, they're not employed to do, but they come and they try and help in any situation. So, you know, let's hope we don't have another Beast from the East this year.
Councillor Milburn?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to say that in the one of the witnesses I had a few years ago, I think it was about 2012, certainly on in the semi-rural sort of area, we had no problems at all with refuse collections. It might have been a little bit late sometimes, but generally you've got to take it the way it is. If it's extreme weather, you know, you've got to take it that way, and everybody has to work together. And it was certainly we had an issue with a member of my ward who had an illness and special needs, and they were actually snowed in one of the side streets. And I managed to get the critter out, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and the critter came out, and I went there with it in the tree at that side street. So I think if anybody has any major problems, just a phone call, and certainly the council will deliver an excellent service. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hamilton?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I'd like to thank officers for a thoroughly comprehensive report, which I think is really good, and obviously to pass on in advance recognition to the staff who will be working during this time. It is quite a difficult and sometimes quite dangerous job for them. I know that when we go out and do that, I know they work very, very hard. What I wanted to ask for was, obviously older people and disabled people and people with very young children, women who are pregnant, often have the most difficulties getting out of the whether it's particularly bad. And I know that last year there was a lot of communities For example, I know where I live, the community set up whereby they would get out and help people to get food, they would deliver food to neighbours and things like that. And I was just wondering if there was some way that we could, through our social media, if people were prepared to send in details of those community activities that they've set up with contact details, would it be possible for the council to promote those on their social media website so that people know that they can go or they can contact a phone number within their local community where somebody can come out and maybe help them get some food or something like that? It would be cost neutral to the council, it wouldn't cost anything because it would simply be a case of officers posting details on social media. Now I know you probably can't answer that question right now, but I was just wondering if it was something we could maybe go back to the communications team and ask them if it's possible. It's perhaps something quite simple, and it just means that then if there's something going on in the local area, it can get publicised well so that those who need that service can be aware of the service and access that service.
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton. I think you make a very good point. We know our staff go above and beyond, and I think actually our communities do too. Thankfully, we do have a really good system of social media. So we've got North South Tyneside, we've got South Tyneside Council, and actually they're very well followed and commented upon. So you're right, I can't answer that question regarding the specifics of locations. I'll certainly ask what more can be done. But I would expect that the communications team within the council will absolutely take all intelligence that comes forward from them, from residents, from businesses even, and try to get that out in a kind of form that people can access easily, but also take heed and take notice from in terms that can help themselves. So thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
Is the motion agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. The next business is to receive questions under Procedure Rule 8. No questions have been received. The next business is to receive motions under Procedure Rule 10. No motions are to be considered under Rule 10. That concludes the business for today's meeting. Thank you all for your attendance. Short, sweet.